The Caledonia Warriors improved to 2-0 last week with a 27-0 win over Dover Riota. Head coach Carl Fruechte joining us. And coach, looking at the first 2 weeks, got to start with your defense. You haven't given up a point yet, and you put yourself in that situation, you're going to have a lot of success. What has made your defense click to this point?
Well, first of all, we always put a lot of pride in our defense. Defense comes first here at Caledonia. Our coaches are doing a great job, just going through the game plan, making our adjustments, making sure that we understand our gaps, the percentages, things, that we just see the other schools doing. And I would say our trust level is really high and really excited about that because, that's something that's really important to us.
How do you establish that trust level, knowing the fact that if me on defense, if I do my job, I might not get the tackle or the statistic or the recognition, but my teammate will? How do you establish that?
Yeah, well, we talk about it when they're young, about that stats aren't important. We don't play for stats, we play for the team. And, it's, as you probably know, Darren, it's getting a little bit harder and harder in our society right now that's so stat driven. And, so we try to establish that right away in seventh, eighth, and ninth grade that all we care about is doing your job. As coaches, you try to go out of your way praising somebody that made a play that helped somebody else get the tackle or the interception, and you really try to highlight those people as well as the kid that gets the fumble or the tackle or the pick.
I'm going to bring up a stat, but it's from a team perspective here. So far through the first 2 weeks of the season, you're averaging 229 yards on the ground and 140 yards through the air offensively. Is that a good enough balance for you guys, knowing the fact you want to establish multiple ways to move the football?
Yeah, the running number is really good. Obviously, we'd like to get the passing numbers up there a little bit better. But again, it's a work in progress. Ethan's working real hard. The wide receivers, offensive line, right? I mean, you got to have a good, pass pro and to order to throw the ball. So, we just got to keep working on it. It's high school football, and I hope and pray that we get that number up on the passing and keep doing what we're doing on the running game.
And when you're running the ball for 229 yards a game, I'd imagine it's same thing on the defensive side of the ball. You don't put up that number without all 11 men doing their job to give yourself a chance to have that type of success, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. I think our kids throughout our program, throughout the years, our kids are, our running backs, our quarterbacks, our wide receivers have really praised the offensive line. I have a little cheesy saying of the real athletes of the team are the O linemen and the D linemen, and just to, try to give them a little pat on the back, and everybody sort of picks up on that. And our running backs are very complimentary of our offensive line, and that means a lot to me.
And this week, you take on Chatfield. Of course, one thing I've learned from talking to coaches like yourself over the years, us media guys like to label this one as a big game. Well, when you only get 8 on the regular season, every game's a big game.
Yeah.
How do you go about approaching week to week and make sure the approach to this week is the same as last week and the same it will be for next week?
Yeah, that's a great point, Darren. All games are extremely important, right? We have a saying in our program, fear no one, respect everyone, and so obviously that's what we try to do. We have great respect for Chatfield, just like we do Dover and Rochester Lords. Regardless of what happens, this is it's an ability to get better. Win, lose, or draw, it's about getting ready for the next game and the next game, and then hopefully peaking as you get into the tournament. So uh you know great program. Yeah, we're excited to play. We just want to play, and again, we'll take our notes Saturday and Sunday and make our adjustments Monday no matter what happens.
And this year's edition of the Gophers, what impresses you the most in your study of them to this point?
Oh, their size. I mean, they got you know a lot of size. Jeff and his staff got them going in the right direction. They move well. They play physical. Typical Chatfield team. We're going to have our hands full, but like I said earlier, we're excited about the opportunity, and this is what makes it fun. And we know it's going to be a four-quarter game Friday.
All right. Should be a fun one Friday night. Keep your guys healthy, coach. We wish you best of luck.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Darren. Thanks for all you do.
Carl Fruechte, head coach of the Caledonia Warriors, Caledonia and Chatfield this Friday night.